I do have some friends. That was me.
Your reply to Sleeping Beauty's. Okay, it's sent. Sleeping Beauty said, and goats only count as lovers. Would you like to reply?
No.
Okay.
Wow, who needs friends? Who needs enemies when you got friends like that, right? Welcome back to another video. It's been a minute. I haven't done a driving vlog in a while, but I had some stuff I wanted to talk about and share, and this is kind of my favorite way to do it because I'm both doing something, so I have something to focus on, but it's kind of also one of my happy places, so the thoughts flow a little bit more freely. I wanted to share with you guys a little bit my weight loss journey and some of the health stuff I've been going through lately. I know I make a lot of automotive content, cool stuff there, but this channel is me and I am this channel, and it's been an adventure. So, suffered from sleep apnea for like 4 to 5 years for umpteen reasons, personally related, that caused the sleep apnea, which just caused a slope of everything from financial decisions to relationship decisions to health decisions. And I got to the point I couldn't drink a glass of water without getting bloated. I couldn't eat lettuce without passing it in an hour in a solid state. Like, I was really sick, and I was really suffering. Food became the enemy, and it wasn't that I was eating poorly, it's that I couldn't eat, which then caused me to drink a fair bit more than I usually did at all, like a lot more. And it was because I wasn't sleeping and I was stressed and I was unhappy. It was a really exhausting point in my life, and I didn't know what to do, and I didn't know, I don't know, I just kind of ran out of drive, I ran out of guidance, I ran out of knowledge, and it became a long road. So, I got my hands on a used CPAP machine. You sterilize it, it's as good as new basically. It was just old, it was 20 plus years old, and I gave it a try because I had nothing to lose. I have an absolute vendetta with the hospital after everything I went through as a kid. We have a sick care system, not a health care system, and I'm not going to go in and get tested for depression and all these other things. I'm not depressed. I'm very fortunate. I do not suffer from mental health problems, and I have become grotesquely aware of how much other people do in the last number of years, but I am just not one of them. So I have sleep apnea. I have a problem sleeping. I stop breathing, and it affects everything else. My SpO2 levels were as low as 68% while I was sleeping, which is causing brain damage. Like, causing brain damage while I'm sleeping, and then I'm expected to get up, go do a productive 8, 9, 10 hour work day, go to the gym for 2 to 3 hours, see the girlfriend, do the normal life stuff, and obviously it doesn't happen. Something has to give, and everything gave. Like, I wasn't functioning, I wasn't happy, and I wasn't doing anything. So got on the CPAP, started sleeping immediately. Things tasted, looked, felt, everything was different immediately, which then drove me to want to get my health back. I was in very good shape. I worked out a lot. I've developed a pretty solid athletic career for personal enjoyment and growth, I guess, is the only way to really sum that up. But I was doing crazy stuff. I was weighing 170 pounds. I was benching 365 on a regular basis, dipping 220 around my waist on a Roman chair, handstand push-ups, rowing 600 pounds. Like, I was doing some pretty substantial stuff. I shoulder press 315 on a barbell with no spot. Like, I've done some pretty incredible numbers that really don't make sense, but I did it, and it wasn't a big deal. I just worked and learned and became part of communities and made friends, and it went from there. So the sleep apnea kicks in, and I can't eat food without gaining weight. I can't look at food without gaining weight, and I thought I was either having a hormonal problem or something was physically wrong with me, and it turns out I just wasn't sleeping. So when I got the machine and I started sleeping, I made a vow to myself to sort it, and it's been a different adventure. The first time I did it, I started at the gym at 155. I leaned down to 126, which obviously was nuts. If you hadn't told me that prior, I would have said it was impossible, but I couldn't afford to eat. After rent and car payment, insurance and stuff, I had a monthly grocery and gas budget of about $100, which doesn't go very far. But I just trained myself to exercise through the hunger, which might not be the right thing to do, but it was my thing to do, and it was the only way I could justify. I had put all my eggs in one basket as far as a career was concerned, and I was trying to get good at it, and it wasn't panning out, and it was becoming a bit of a sore spot for me for things I was doing, but I was there. It was what I was good at, and I did enjoy it, so I stuck with it longer than I should have. But that doesn't really excuse the downhill slope. And even though I had the sleep apnea and I was gaining weight, I was starving. Like, I was, as much as humanly possible, I was starving myself so that I wouldn't gain weight, and it didn't matter. Like, I could drink water and gain weight. My body was just storing everything because I had no energy. And it was all I could do to get out of bed at 11. Take 3 scoops of pre-workout, a cup of coffee, sit down in a chair, fall back asleep. I was averaging 0 to 10 minutes of deep sleep per night, and I would go 2, 3, 4, 5 nights in a row, no deep sleep. I would get 1, maybe 1.5 hours of quality sleep per 9-hour period in bed. So it was a lot of time in bed for nothing. But I was so exhausted, I couldn't not be in bed. So it was just a lose-lose. So, come December 2021, I'm sleeping again. Food is functioning somewhat better. Like, things are going minusculely better. So I decided, you know what? There's nothing saying I can't get myself back into kick-ass shape, and I can't be happy, be confident. Being fit after having a whole childhood of illness and sickness and being told by the doctors that you can't be an athlete, like, it became a part of who I was. It became a part of me, and I was known for it. And then to lose it with no known explanation and just hating everything was so difficult. I really did not enjoy it at all. So I set myself a goal. The goal was May 2-4 weekend, and on May 2-4 weekend, I wanted to weigh 165 pounds. I don't know what my heaviest weight was, because I obviously avoided the scales, but I believe I seen 223 as my highest. And I kind of thought, because I was working out and putting size on, and my strength was very high, you know, maybe 200 pounds would be a good weight. But I set a goal of 165, which seemed like a lot. So I worked hard at it, but not over the top. I've still drank a bit. I've still ate some fast food. Like, I want to say I've had fast food maybe 5 times since Christmas. So we'll say 4 or 5 months I've had it 5 times. But it was like Chinese food for a special occasion or something. Enjoying some barbecue, some drinks with the roommates, some drinks with friends here and there. Like, really cutting down Monday to Friday, really just trying to be realistic with it so I can still enjoy it and it's not the enemy, but knowing that it's not going to help me either. So fast forward to now, I have not made my weight goal. I've lost a ton of weight. I feel way better. The sleep has improved even more. Like, everything has improved even more. But I've gotten down to 180. So I've lost 43 pounds, which is good. But it's not the goal. The goal is still the goal, and I still think I can achieve it, or damn close. Realistically, I would like to be 170, 175. Put a little bit of size on. The muscle that kind of went dormant throughout the pandemic with the lockdowns and my sleep apnea, kind of find to put it back on, and it has quite a bit. My strength is returning. It droves. My intensities are returning at the gym. I also was healing up a shoulder injury after the lockdowns. Like, the lockdowns did me no good. I would have rather been at the gym risking COVID than at home just being miserable, because I wasn't sleeping and I was miserable, but I had no outlet and nowhere to go to kind of exert what energy I did have, and I needed it. I really needed somewhere to consistently take my mind off how miserable I felt. And the gym's always been that place for me. The gym really has always been the go work it out. Like, you have a problem, go work it out. You need to think about something, go work it out. So I've been working on it. I have set myself both a weight goal and a strength goal. I've never benched 400 pounds. It's obviously a crazy number. It's crazy for me. And I feel like I have one last big hurrah in me. And I don't mean that to be negative. There's no benefits to me benching 400 pounds other than saying I did it and making a video, because quite frankly, nobody will believe me. But every time you hit a new crest, like you hit a new milestone, first time I benched 300 pounds, first time I benched 350, like, you work through the different tiers. Holy Christ, this Chrysler 300 wants a piece. Do I let them pass or do I not? Yeah, we'll let them pass. Sometimes I like to play with them. It depends. I'll let them go. So you just become part of a more niche group of people. And for me to have spent my childhood dying in a hospital bed and being told I can't, to benching 300 pounds at 172 does not sound real. Period. It just, that's the stuff movies are made of, and people don't live those lives. Well, I've lived that life and I've enjoyed it, and I understand it, and I respect it, and I'm in a position now. I'm not married, I'm single, I don't have kids, I don't have any great responsibilities other than going to work and paying some bills. I might as well get myself back there. I would be very happy benching 275 for 5-6 sets of 10 like I used to do, and just maintaining that. Like, there's no need to lift heavy. It's just too much strain on your body and too much strain on everything. But I want to do it once just to say I've entered that tier of lifting, so that I can comfortably sit, do 275, 350, rep it out all day and enjoy my life. So I don't have to train like crazy all the time, but I can go in and feel real accomplished and feel like I'm maintaining a certain level of performance that I expect from myself. So currently at 180, I had to take 4 months off of benching because I messed up my shoulder 2 years ago, like I mentioned. I basically, during the healing process and the compensating, I removed all of the remaining muscle on my scapula, which then put huge amounts of pressure on my trapezius, which gave me this fun knot right in my, felt like it was my rib. I thought I had like dislocated a rib or something, but it felt like there was a knife in my back and I couldn't breathe. It was the worst ever. Like, it was awful. And I would work it, foam roller, a massage gun, Kalea cream, stretching, like everything I could do. It would take weeks. I would get it worked out, I'd be gone for a week, and then I'd come back, and then I'd work it out and I'd come back, and I was just getting fed up. So finally figured out what it was. It was my scapula and all the muscles. So I took time off of heavy lifting. I learned new exercises, learned new stretches, talked to trainers, talked to very well-educated people with kinesiology degrees, and came up with a battle plan of how to rehabilitate the shoulder. And what they kind of gave me as a guideline for recovery, what they expected me to do in 6 months, I did in 1. What they expected me to do in a year, I did in 2. So took a couple months off of benching. It really got things sorted, and the power's back, the strength is back. My arm strength I was building in the process, because I've never really done arms. Now I'm doing arms, and I'm trying to get that kind of recovered, while I've not been able to do chest and some back exercises because of the pain involved. And things are good. Like, I'm doing 275 on a regular basis again, not for the reps I was, but like the strength and the power and the control of the form is there, and that is everything. Now that that's back, it's just time. I just got to make sure I'm smart about it. I do my warm-ups, I do my stretching, I do my stretching between sets. I never stretched before. I literally walk into the gym cold, 1 plate, 2 plate, 3 plates, and then add a 10, add a 25, depending on the day. It was never less than 315. Like, it was pretty nuts what I was able to just walk in cold and do. So obviously enjoyed that a lot, but I don't, getting a little older, I guess, so got to be a little smarter. And when I hit my weight goal, when I feel like I'm where I want to be, it's more for a look than it is a specific number. I might look the way I want to look and be 175, 170, or I might get to 170 or 168 and think, you know what, there's probably another 10 pounds there I can lose. I don't want to be just crazy shredded. I'm not competing, I'm not a boxer, I'm not going for a weight category. I just kind of want to be healthy and fit. And I wasn't healthy and fit at 126. I was starving and just pushing through. 145 I was okay, 150 I was okay, but then after that, like, that's just kind of when my health started deteriorating and I was just putting weight on regardless. So if I could lose in total, say 55 to 60 pounds, it'd be a hell of a transformation. It'd be a hell of a symbol to get my life back in place. When I was 126 pounds, it was all I could think about and all I could do to put size on, to put mass on. I was so small and so lean that, and starving, that it was like, I just wish I could have muscle on me. And now that I have the muscle on me, I just want to make it look the way I think it should, and I want to feel the way I think it should, and just enjoy it. I don't know, it became a thing when I'd see people that I hadn't seen in a while and they asked if I was still working out. Like, I'm there every day. What kind of a question is that? But I understand, like, when you lose the look, you lose the look, and people don't know, so they ask, trying to be polite. But it really made me realize how far I had gone, and looking back at some of my old videos from the last 2 years, like, I can see it now, but I didn't see it then. Like, it's just one of those things. The brain fog was so severe and so real, there wasn't really much I could do about it, and I just couldn't bring myself to terms with how severe it was and how severe my actions needed to be to fix it. But it's been done, it's been sorted, I'm working with great people, so I'm hoping to come back stronger than I've ever been, because I'm trying to push something I've never pushed. I was suffering the beginnings of sleep apnea when I was lifting at my best, which tells me there's a lot left in me, and I should be able to do absolutely crazy stuff once I'm back at full strength and full push. It's gonna be a little rewarding and a whole lot bittersweet to myself, but we're gonna get there, and we're gonna have a hell of a good time doing it. You guys have been amazing. The channel, to be honest, I don't really remember the last 5,000 subs we've gained. It's just kind of been sleep apnea and me trying to figure out how to keep content going. Being broke, being hungry, fighting through a pandemic, just mental battle after mental battle with myself and where I feel I should be based on my life. Like, it just, everything compiles and becomes almost an overwhelming burden, rather than, like, it's hard to enjoy what I have done when I feel like I've lost so much of my success and so much of my drive and so much of my confidence. Like, I absolutely knew what I was doing and where I was going and when things were going to happen, and now it's just kind of all up in the air. So it's been a hell of a journey. Weighing in at 180 now. It's great to be here. I guess that's the wrong terminology. It happened as it was meant to be. I would have preferred had it, let's say I was 170 now instead, but I definitely had some good times in the last couple months, and being consciously in the moment when it's happening, because I'm not sleep deprived, felt really good. So there's no real complaints there. I understand why I needed that more than I need to be 170 on this day. And if I could chip away at this for the next couple of months, I know everybody says the last few are the hardest, but I'm the most motivated. I've healed my wounds, I've gotten my strength back, I've gotten my form back, I've got my confidence back. So my performance is so much greater than it was 6 months ago, that I feel like this is not the hardest part. I just have to keep doing what I'm doing, and that's kind of the plan. Just keep my head down, keep out of trouble. I've got some fairly big things ahead of me, and some big plans, and some big things I would really like to do, but it's going to take a lot of hard work and a lot of determination, which now that I'm getting all the confidence back and the channel's in a spot, I've been dreaming about for years. Like 10,000 subs was such a milestone. It was such a huge thing, and it came and went with one viral video so fast. I didn't even appreciate it. I was so sleep deprived. It's like I woke up and I was like, hell yeah, I did it. And then I went back to bed and I woke up and I was like, yeah, that did happen 3 hours ago. Like, I don't know. It was almost sad that I missed it, even though I was present at the time. But again, we can't change the past. We can only work towards a better future, and that's what I'm doing. I'm taking all you with me, all 10,800 of you, and I'm sure I'll watch this video in 10 years from now and think, wow, I can't believe it was only that and whatever. Like, it's gonna be a fun journey again from here. Hopefully we'll add a new vehicle to the channel this year, get rid of a vehicle. I'm a little nervous to tell you about that one, but honestly, I'm gonna sell something I never thought I would. That's where we're at. So, as always, guys, the love, the support, the comments. I want to host some car shows again, some meets, see what's up. You guys still own your cars. Some of you have sold, some of you have changed, some of you have bought it. Like, I want to see it. I want to film it. I'm going to make better content and do more than I've ever done. And I want you guys to be a part of it, because the support's just, it was everything. It was the only thing I consistently had through this whole experience of getting sleep apnea, struggling with it for years, finally getting rid of it, and then getting my health back. And you guys are still here. The channel's still here. Despite how many things I've lost or changed, you guys are here. And that will continue to be the case. So, things are things. Communities are just, they're just breathtaking. So, as always, guys, Top Hat Plus, drive safe, take care, behave, as always.